cheesy, creamy, the comfiest of comfort foods, but we've gone and kind of luxed it up and made it a little better for you. This is my Cheesy Miso Tuna Mornay. Everyone's going to go, roll eyes, Marion puts miso in something again, right? Okay, yes, it is possible to make a slightly better for you. I'm not going to say healthy because there's some butter and cheese and a whole lot of good things in here, but a slightly better for you version of a tuna mornay because we're going to hide some veg in there. So let's get on to that veg that we're going to be doing. And I'm going to start off with some butter. I did say slightly better for you. We're all about flavor here, my friends. Okay, butter goes in. And then the miso paste. So I love to add miso into a lot of sort of creamy pasta-y things because you get this really great, not just a saltiness, but this background lovely umami kick of flavor as well. So you know, there is always method to the madness. And what we're doing here is basically making ourselves a really tasty, salty kind of cauliflower puree, which is our hidden veg that we're gonna add into our creamy mornay sauce. So in goes our cauliflower. And now I have some vegetable stock as well. And for some extra flavor here, I'm just gonna add in a half a head of garlic. That's gonna really like kind of infuse into the sauce without making it too garlicky. Now I'm gonna let that bubble away for about 20 minutes. The secret to a really silky, beautiful, soft cauliflower puree is to cook the cauliflower. So come back and check it after 20. It's got to be really nice and soft. In the meantime, I've got my water boiling here for some pasta a bit later on, but I'm going to prep up the rest of my veg here. So I've got some fresh corn here. And the great thing about this is the corn kernels will cook in the sauce. So you don't have to cook the corn separately, which is great. And just make sure you're getting all those little strands off there as well. Slice the kernels off. Now you could totally use frozen corn kernels as well here if you like, or canned corn as well, can work. Okay, so I've got some chives here as well. So I'm still waiting for my cauliflower, so I'm gonna get my pasta cooked here. I've just got some little spirals, but you could use a penne too if you like. Okay, so now my cauliflower is really nice and soft, and that liquid that we've got there has reduced down nicely, which means it's nice and concentrated and salty and tasty and yummy. All right, so I'm gonna get this into a blender. Now, make sure you get all of that yummy liquid in there too. And then just blend it till it's really nice and smooth. All right, so at this point, let me check on my pasta. All right, that's looking pretty good. So strain that off as well. And now let's make our creamy mornay sauce. So we'll start off with a little bit more butter and now some flour and just whisk that in. So we're basically making a roux, which is a flour and butter mixture to start here. And then in goes our milk. All right, so you should get to this kind of thick, viscous stage very quickly. So what we're gonna get to now is adding all our other bits and pieces. So I've got the cauliflower puree, lovely and silky and smooth. And look at that, it's already adding so much like body and creaminess to that sauce. So now we wanna go in with our corn and the chives. Now we want our tuna. And then just kind of break that up a little. I like to, you know, keep the tuna a little chunky in there. And my pasta. So now we're gonna go on with our cheese. And I've got a bit of a mixture here. They all serve a different purpose. So first of all, I'm gonna go in with some mozzarella. Okay, so this one's an optional. You can stick with the mozzarella, you could go in with some cheddar cheese, but I'm going in with a Gruyere cheese. It kind of has a nutty funkiness to it, which I think really adds to the dish. So I'm using this one more for flavor. Okay, so we're doing the mixing here. You can see the mozzarella is giving us all of that cheesy stringiness that we want, and that Gruyere will give you all the flavor at the end. Now, what I want to do is mix myself a little cheese topping, because I want cheese in there, I want cheese on top, I want just lots of cheese. So I'm going to add a little bit more Gruyere to some mozzarella, and then I'm also going to go in here with some Parmesan cheese, because I like that kind of extra salty zing that you get with the Parmesan, and it gives you almost like a slightly firmer crust on the top as well. So they all have their own beautiful purpose here, these cheeses. Give that a mix. Now that goes on top. Now into the oven, I've got my grill on really high, so this should only take a matter of like 10 minutes. All right, so I mean, cheesy pastry things don't get much better looking than that. I love that. Look at that color on the top, that beautiful crust. Oh, I can't wait to get in here. Now, one final little bit of like special that we're gonna add is a little bit of lemon zest. Takes no time at all and adds such a nice perfume, kind of light freshness at the end. And then here we go. Oh, look at that cheese. Now, I am very excited about this one. It's so comforting and cheesy and luxurious. You can't taste that cauliflower at all, really, actually. All you're just tasting is like pops of sweet corn and delicious, salty, creamy kind of sauce, cheesiness, all the things. Great way to get more veg in too. Yum. Hey guys, if you like cheesy, creamy things, you should definitely subscribe to my channel. Just hit the subscribe button and the little bell so you always know when I'm coming out with some cheesy, delicious things.